Miss Martin Muses and Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to one and all. I hope all is well with everybody today. But why am I calling it surviving Thanksgiving? Well, it's sometimes something to survive. I hate to say it, but we've been seeing a lot of things online about what to do with your relatives that are of a certain persuasion that rhymes with mump voters. And some people have been saying even that you could even like not go to Thanksgiving if you know that they are of a different political persuasion, or even encouraging people to do so. And I just think that that's just quite horrible. And I get a little cranky because it always seems like these things are so one sided that we have always been nice and gracious on one side, but it is not reciprocated on the other. That being said, it is true that you can have issues like political arguments at Thanksgiving. Old grudges can come up, and that can be something that's pretty bad and not to be discounted, frankly, because if you do have issues in the family that are very hurtful, well, should you even go to Thanksgiving? And I'm talking real issues, not the kind that are, your average, this person really annoys me or something. So let's talk about this, though. Let's talk about how we survive Thanksgiving and other holidays. Coming up on Christmas, Advent starting this Sunday, it's a thing. Now, I am very lucky because currently the only people I am spending Thanksgiving with are people that I really like. And we are very chill about everything. We are just generally whatever, do whatever you want. Like my mom was like, "When do y'all want to have dinner?" And I'm like, "I don't care." Dad's like, "I don't care." And my bro's kind of like, "Well, there's a football game at this time. Can we do it before that or after that?" And that was the end of it. What are we going to do? Are we going to set a fancy place? Nah, we have before, and it's been a lot of fun. But, we're just very chill. And we might be watching tonight the trains, planes, and automobiles. So I'm very lucky. I have other relatives that aren't so lucky. For example, they have in-laws, and no matter how much they may not want to go with their relatives, they just have to, and sometimes even have to travel far. Thanksgiving can also be stressful because you're pressured to travel when maybe you just don't have the money for it. And you've got to save up a lot to go for a meal. Now, you might be thinking that I'm all negative about Thanksgiving, like it's a terrible thing. It's not. I'm just saying it can be. So this stream is kind of for those that might be having trouble. My family, we're doing fine. Hey, look who it is. It is Steve Kenobi. Hello, Teresa. You honey boop Beanie Mac. You honey bookins. Hope you are splendid. I am splendid. Hello there, says Star Wars Grand. Thank you. What are your tips for surviving the holidays? Steve says, in Toy Story, the kids' toys are named Woody and Buzz. Do you think the mom has toys in a drawer named the same names but have different functions? You know what? I don't think that's a tip for surviving Thanksgiving, but you know what? Try that, kids. Try that to bring down the temperature. Now, I've known some people that maybe don't want to go to Thanksgiving with their relatives who because they've just said so many horrible things about them with the politics. I mean, when someone calls you a Yahtzee, can you really, or not? What was it? My mom was mad about. Oh, fascist. She was thinking, "I don't wanna talk to this relative ever again." I think the person who called her that, they didn't even know what it meant. Steak says, "I guess these advice could have also applied to any holiday these days." Correct. Yeah. Well, we have Christmas coming up. We have there's Easter, and I know different countries have different things. Like we have 4th of July, Memorial Day. I have learned since that Norway decided to have a national holiday to celebrate my birthday, May 17th. Good morning and happy Thanksgiving, says Bone. Yeah. Well, and technically, the whole idea of Thanksgiving is that you're giving thanks to God. That's what it originally was, for your blessings. We associate it with the whole probably mythical pilgrims and the Indians and the harvest, etcetera, and I'm sure they did have a Thanksgiving, but Thanksgiving dinners were kind of a thing, or feast for Thanksgiving, masses for Thanksgiving. For example, the first Thanksgiving as we know it on American soil was the mass that was celebrated in St. Augustine. It's called a Thanksgiving Mass. So it wasn't associated with those cultures with a meal. It was associated with the whole, the holy sacrifice of the mass, the Eucharist. And even today, people go to church. Now, if you do not associate it with a religious thing, like nowadays it's got more of a bit of a secular meaning, people like to talk about what they're grateful. And I will be open to people talking about to what they are grateful in the chat. But again, I'm trying to be a little bit helpful to people that maybe might be spending Thanksgiving with people that they don't want to spend it with. So there. The way we know it nowadays with the whole 4th Thursday of November was from Abraham Lincoln during the Civil War time. So many holidays, says Steve. Just because people are relatives, says Steve, shouldn't mean they get a free pass for really bad behavior. That is true. And that's where I'm saying that if they're really awful, yeah, there is one situation that's coming to mind with a friend near me, but it's not for me to say. That, yeah, it's probably justified not to spend time with Thanksgiving. But a person doesn't have to be all, "Well, you voted for the next president of the United States, so you're not coming," or "You called me a fascist, so I'm not coming to Thanksgiving." You can do the whole white lie thing. For example, "Oh, we're spending it with the other relatives," or, "Oh my gosh, I woke up with COVID." I guess that technically is a lie, though. Or some people I know will do something like do a Thanksgiving cruise. It's like, "Oh, we're doing a Thanksgiving cruise." Zeke says they didn't. I'm not. You're kidding, get me in trouble. "I am not celebrating it until they give me something." Well, that was a whole long time ago, and you sure weren't a pilgrim. "We don't have Thanksgiving in the UK," says Star Wars Grand. "My wife is American, so she makes turkey and cornbread, which I welcome." Ah, yeah. And that was the thing that we used to do in Ireland, where all the Americans around, we'd get together and have a Thanksgiving dinner, and that was loads of fun. Personally, I think as children, we have more fun at Thanksgiving because we don't know the dynamics of the adults. My memories of these kind of get-togethers in Christmas, Easter, all that, we would all get together. The parents would be like, "Go play." So we go play. And if it was at grandma and grandpa's or something, they had all their toys they would let us play with. So we had all these extra toys. We'd play games. We'd have a blast. They'd call us in for dinner. We had a kiddie table. We had a blast, and they made us play. Then we got to go home. It was as you get older that you realize that there might be some dynamics. Potato Ribbon. "Oh my gosh, I'm spontaneously pregnant. I have to call the Vatican. Sorry, Aunt Maggie, I'm busy." That's a good Irish one. Yes. It's an Aunt Maggie. I love it. Steve Kenobi says, "Funny how they call people fascists, etc., but they still invite the person to Thanksgiving dinner, which means they invite fascists." That's a very good thing. Yeah. Very good point. Or something that rhymes with Yahtzee. I think our current president is an example of that. Well, if he really was the next Mittler, why are you being so nice to him? These are things to keep in mind. Oh, we got another excuse. My friend Bubba is working on Thanksgiving. I said I will see him today. Oh, no, that's not a tip. That's a real thing. Sorry, I thought you were giving another excuse. Oh, okay. He has working on it. Spend time so he's not alone on Thanksgiving. Aw, well, that's kind of sad. If it's not by choice, yeah, that can be an issue. I think when I was younger, I used to have problems with that, but I'm a little more okay with being by myself. But I think that we cannot be fooled by some of the media hype, for example, of everyone else has a happy family, everyone else is having a great time when they're not. Dang it, I have a family situation, in-law situation that I think is a very good example, but it wouldn't be appropriate for me to talk about. Sometimes the family does listen, and also it's not anyone's business because it's not my story to tell, but it can be very difficult. Spend time oh, I already got that, yes. So what are your tips? What do you do? Or so I got some people from across the pond in here. What do you do, like, for Christmas dinner and stuff when things can be tense? And sometimes it can just be the whole woman thing, like, where they try to one up each other, so whoever's hosting Thanksgiving tries to make it, like, the best Thanksgiving ever, and this is fancy, and then makes little snide comments like, "Oh, well, I know you don't have time, or you wouldn't wanna make time to do this for your family," or saying things like, "Oh, I love my family, so that's why I'm doing this Thanksgiving." Bringing up politics at the table, that happens. This is my first tip, I should say. If somebody brings up something that is triggering, and triggering has gotten a bad rap, there's nothing wrong with being upset about something. Everyone has a trigger. But you're minding your own business. Hey, we're having fun. We're having Thanksgiving. And say someone comes out and says, anyone that voted for Trump is a fascist. The easiest thing to do is not to take the bait. What I call go deaf. You didn't hear it. Once my grandfather did this. He's since gone to the great beyond. We're at the dinner. I'm the only Catholic. So we're at the Thanksgiving dinner. Blah, blah, yeah. Turkey, yeah, we like it. You know, when Martin Luther went and stood up, and blah, blah, and, Catholic Church, all this stuff. I went deaf. I was like, I don't sit around and argue with this stuff. I didn't hear what he said. And that was the end of it, because it does take two to tango. You do not have to attend every argument to which you are invited. You don't. True story. This is when I used to drink. Things would get a bit tense, mainly around with my grandma. She could be very passive aggressive, and then everyone else got tense. Though no one took the bait, it was just always very tense. I had Diet Coke or whatever Coke, and I just went to the kitchen to get more Coke and opened up my dad's liquor cabinet and poured in a bunch of rum. Later, after everyone had gone and it was just the people that like each other that were still left, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go do a bit of a refill. You want some?" And they were like, "Refill?" And then I was like, "Yeah, I've been having rum and poured rum into my Coke." They were like, "Dang it. You lucky, lucky person. I didn't know that was an option. You were doing that." I guess they didn't smell it or something, but that's okay, because they maybe weren't sitting around me, and it was just like, they didn't know it was an option. That's not fair. You were allowed to sit there and just sip on your rum and Coke, and I wasn't, so maybe try that, as long as you can hold your liquor. Zeke says, When the Canadian mail strike ends, I'm getting a huge package from Canada with lots of old original PC games. That is something to be thankful for. Yay! It'll be like a 90 cent giving. Yes. Yes. That is definitely something to be thankful for. And also be thankful for having good friends. Potato Raven says, I haven't spent time with my family since 2017 on Christmas. Oh my gosh. We got into a screaming match over politics. I haven't spoken to my uncle since, sorry. And my family dynamics are gone since Gran died in 2022. Oh man, that's really sad. But it's a reality. It happens. Yeah. And what can I say, what do you do with those kind of irreconcilable differences? It's hard, and I'm sorry you all went through that. Laugh out loud, says Potato Ribbon. You stand up and be like, and when the Protestants destroyed the culture of Ireland. I guess I could have, but I was not going to engage. Yeah. It might have been a more heated discussion had we been in an Irish family, I will admit, but yeah, no one wants to argue about that. Though something similar did happen in my family because my niece didn't know because she wasn't around Ireland, wasn't raised, and she said something, I think, about Elizabeth the First and all of that. And I was kind of like, well, yeah, there were positives and definite negatives. And she was like, well, what was negative? And my sister called out from the other room, asked the Irish. Hi, Smith is here. Happy Thanksgiving. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you. Sorry to hear that, Potato Run. Yeah. Thanks, Highsman. It happens. That is life. Yeah. Well, it's sad. It is sad. Mm. Well, and I must admit that since the grandparents died, we don't really spend a lot of time as a big family with Thanksgiving, the extended family. I mean, one of it is people have their other families now, like where they're the grandparents. Like my parents and their brothers and sisters, they're the grandparents, so they host it, and they're not really part of our family. And since people have retired, that was another thing. So, like, my aunt and uncle are always going around on cruises. They go on cruises around Thanksgiving, not like they're trying to avoid anybody. And my parents are where they are, and we Zoom with the family. We still like, but it just is what it is. There are great Thanksgiving traditions. For example, my mother always makes a certain kind of stuffing. There's always pumpkin pie, apple pie, sweet potatoes, turkey stuffing, all of that. And that's always fun. So that was one of them. Don't take the bait. Do not take the bait. That's number one. Hi there, it's Timon. Hello, Miss Martin. Hello, we're not feeling well, so I'll listen and rest. Happy Thanksgiving to you Americans. Well, thank you very much. Yes, I know what you'd be thankful for if the meteor came. Laugh out loud. I once said to my cousin, Potato Reverend says, oh, please, you're just jealous that you're 5 and I'm 5'11. Not my fault you can't see the fridge or your feet don't touch the floor when you sit on chairs. Oh, dear. Well, that's not taking the bait, but that's a good comeback. I will admit. Yes, I spent time with my online family at Christmas and mom and sister and dogs during the day. Oh, doggies. Steek says Christmas is less than a month away now. It just struck me. Madness. Yes, less than a month. Well, and Advent is really quick this year. We get barely the fourth Sunday of Advent, and then it's Christmas. So faster than usual. I have my plane tickets because I will, of course, be spending it with my family here in Florida. I kind of live here half the month and then the other half. I have a lot of concerts I am obligated to in my hometown, which is good because I get a lot of money from those. So I'm looking forward to that for sure. Steve Kenobi says, fun to ask short people to sit on my lap and then tell them I made it do it so people will think I'm a ventriloquist. This brings me to my next tip. Make jokes. For example, oh crap, we can't really talk about anything. Have someone pull out like a book of dad jokes. This happened once at Christmas. My grandfather did that. He just read joke after joke. We're all laughing. It's nice and neutral. Never fails. Talk about the weather. And if someone decides to bring up something about climate change, ignore them and just say, oh, it's cold. Oh, this snow we're having. Once we were able to have a good Thanksgiving neutral by one of the relatives talking about Lost. He felt very strongly about it. He knew we all liked Lost, so we all sat and talked about Lost for 3 hours. If you know about Lost, you know how that's possible. Cease. So that's so tip number 1, don't take the bait. Tip number 2, I forget what tip number 2 was. I'll just say what I know the tip was. Make jokes. Tip number 3, talk about the weather. This is tip number 4, talk about TV shows. Can't go wrong talking about TV shows. Now, back in the day, they all used to like to watch reruns of Matlock. Like my grandfather watched them over and over again. Talk about Matlock. There you go. Board games are fun. Yes, Steve Kenobi says. That's another good tip. Bring out the board games. And if you have little people, do a game like Clue or something that they can play along with or pair up with people. Yeah, do board games. Trivial Pursuit. Or have a movie planned. Like after Thanksgiving, we're all going to watch Trains, Planes, and Automobiles. That's tip number 5. Now, we are doing this in my family. Not because I need a pre-planned distraction, but we're going to watch that this evening after the football games, American football games. Now, during the American football games, I think Mom and I are going to either watch some of Hallmark mysteries. There's ones called Murder, She Baked, which we like, which for some reason my dad never wants to watch with us. Or we're going to take a nap. One of the two. We'll see. X-Files. Heck yes, we could talk forever about that. Yeah, my mom loves X-Files, and she's going to try to get my brother into the X-Files. She thinks he would like it. But she and my dad watched it back in the day. Yeah, X-Files is a great show to talk about. It is Biggles. Happy Thanksgiving, Biggles. Potato Reverend says, laugh out loud, talk about the weather. It's Ireland. Hey, Tosh, how's the weather wet? Yeah, same as 200 days of the year, LOL. Yeah, that is true. But you can still say, hey, wet weather we're having. Yeah. Hey, the sun came out. You know this is true. The sun can come out for like 15 minutes and then go away. Yeah. Philip A. Dimmick, thank you. My fave YouTube is Chris Judge, God of War, doing dad jokes. Okay, there we are. Yes, egg ball, LOL. Steve Kenobi says, a dad joke only becomes a dad joke when the punchline is apparent. Everyone steal that. That's a good one. Happy Thanksgiving. Yes, happy Thanksgiving to one and all. And I am, of course, grateful for all of you and all of you that will be listening in the replay. Please go ahead and give a like, share, and a subscribe. I'm happy that I've been able to help you, and you definitely have been able to help me. So that's the other tip. What was one of the tips? Oh, I'm stealing some of these from Ray Guarendi. He's a radio psychiatrist dude. I was watching him on a TV segment last night. Oh, do group crafts. This is a good one with little kids, and the older people can get involved as well. And I suppose I've said another one, American football. That is hopefully neutral. Just go off and watch the football game. Who cares? Potato Bourbon says, laugh out loud. I once asked my friend in America, when I get to Texas, when I see the sun, how will we worship it? And also said, what is that yellow thing in the sky? It's so bright. Where's the rain? Yeah. Oh gosh, Texas would be something else for you, wouldn't it? It's rare when it rains, at least where I am, and of course, it is incredibly hot in the summer. It is Snortopoopas Cooper. We love our animals here at Miss Martin Muses. Hello, humans and other critters. Steve says, American football is just rugby with please don't hurt me armor on. Oh dear. And concussions. Do they get concussions in rugby? Yeah. I suppose it's something similar with like Premier League, but I think they don't have their games on Christmas Day. Well, they have them on Boxing Day. I know Boxing Day is a huge day for Premier League soccer, football. Potato Reverend says, I'm off to Boston in May. Just bought plane tickets. Oh, well, what's in Boston? Maybe friends or something? It can see some sights there. Yeah, ears ripped off too. Yikes. They get brain damage in rugby. Yeah, I bet. You see, that's the other thing. Yeah, they get brain damage. Everyone gets brain damage from those games. It's crazy. Soccer can be nuts as well, aka football. It really is football. And I try to call it football, but then everyone gets confused. No cheers in Boston. No, friends. Friends is in New York. Oh, ha, 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 ha. Yeah, I meant like real friends. Friends, family, we're going to PAX. Oh, there you are. There you go. Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting that the whole Irish thing, y'all got cousins in America. Everyone would have their American cousins. Well, that's good. So you get to stay with family. Meeting Bubba, Kasura and Farb. Oh, the guys that are on your show. Excellent. Yeah, that'll be fun. Indeed. I've never been to Boston. I have not. Maybe one day. But if I do any traveling up in that area, I think I would want to go over to maybe to Philadelphia or something. If it's okay, if it's safe. I don't know what's going on over there. Oh no. See, Kenobi, if you go to Alabama, you have to have with cousins some weird tradition. Hey, I got relatives in Alabama. You know what? It is actually legal in the East Coast to marry your cousins. And in some southern states, it's not legal. If you let me know, he smiles. I'm not sure what that was answering. Welcome, Miss Martin. Muses Castle of Roses, says Ancient One. Hello, Ancient One. Our beloved rose in a flower pot that somehow levitates. Check her out as seen here. Thank you very much. Philip says, I am thankful the fiction Ascendance of Bookworm has gotten me to appreciate my Catholic upbringing. Oh, Ascendance of a Bookworm. I need to look about that. Yeah, well, yeah, raised Catholic. I was not raised Catholic. So I have all the fun of Catholicism without some of the baggage of being raised. I've heard some stories. I didn't have to go to Catholic school. All right. Steve, you don't have to. It's just the whole state is related. Oh my gosh, Steve. I mean, Biggles. Oh, that was a bird. Hey, I love Alabama. If anyone's listening from Alabama, don't listen to these men. Gosh, that was harsh. I might tell that one to my dad, though. He might think that's funny because he hates Alabama, rather the football team, the Roll Tide and all that. Is Alabama oh, no, here we go. Potato Reverend. In Alabama, your mother, grandmother, aunt, sister, daughter, niece, cousin, and neighbors are all the same woman, damn it. Do you know in Dragonlance there's a faction called the Knights of the Rose? Oh, that's me. Hey, that's what I should call my membership things. I'm almost thinking of doing memberships. I think I might figure out how to do it. I have to come up with a sticker, though, but it will be a very low tier. Meaning enough that some people who want to become members can go ahead and do so, but it will not be expensive. So it'll be a bargain. It'll be like the Black Friday sale of memberships. Hello, Miss Martin Muses and everybody. Everyone's saying hello to each other. Oh, gosh. Here we go. All right. Steal these jokes, everybody. We did the Alabama Chainsaw Massacre with a version of Ninja Turtles in the 90s D&D. Oh, no, wait. This is not a joke, this is a true story. We did do this. It was really funny. Yeah, Mara got pissed actually. Yeah. Yep. We played this 80s game, which was kind of epic. We need to do a stream sometime where we tell our stories because, frankly, I think that there was a lot of cleverness being put into this. And all credit goes to Stieg, where he used Call of Cthulhu rules, but and took Arkham, but made things that were Easter eggs from our other D&D games and also things that we like. Like, for example, I like Timothy Dalton as Mr. Rochester, for example. So he had Timothy Dalton, James Bond, make an appearance, and he had a Mr. Darcy character played by Colin Firth, and John Black made, and then Drake Hodgson died, and he called him John Gray from Days of Our Lives, things like that. And yeah, Mara liked the Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles, and yeah, he did. He made them the apology. Some massacres and their pizza. They had a thing with their pizza. It was really messed up. Okay, more jokes. People from Alabama watch two screens at the same time. When you call for dinner, you put your head out the window, wood frame and windows and scream, "Suey," and then the kids jump out of holes in there. Okay, in the ground. Mara, you made me kill Raphael, you effer. Yes, she did make him do that. It was actually quite epic. Yeah, that was fun. We got to see a lot of people from our favorite 80s movies, and the whole plot was a bit of a Predator Easter egg. All right, so that's another tip. Well, you're having tips in here. Tell some of these weird stories at your Thanksgiving dinner thing. I don't know if this is a good tip for getting along, but my mom told me last night, sleep in as long as what you want. You don't have to come out, which I took as a hint that I am not wanted. But that is quite all right. It's all right not to be wanted because she's going to be cooking the stuffing, and I think she doesn't want to be interfered with. So it's like, okay, I'll just be back here, like talking to you good people. Drinking my pumpkin spice coffee. Ancient One is telling all of us happy Thanksgiving. Yes, thank you. No one talks to me at Thanksgiving. Oh, I'm sorry, Biggles. Potato Reverend, I saw a thing from D&D Masters. They said give a Magiv I team that makes them hear the heartbeat of the people they love most in the world, and they hear it when it stops. Yikes. My goodness. They leave me alone at the corner of the table. Aw. Stop being so basic, white woman. Oh, no. Yeah, sorry. I don't know, Biggles. Is that a good thing? Because sometimes the only thing worse than being ignored is being paid attention to. I learned that a long time ago. But yeah. Thank you for the idea, Potato. I will use it to torture the players. I like just eating, says Biggles. Oh, well, that's true too. Yeah. Yeah, the pie I like is lemon meringue pie. And we didn't cook our pies this year, so mom and dad ordered me like one of those little lemon meringue pies because apparently I'm the only one that likes it. So I just have that for myself. And then there's an apple pie, pumpkin pie. I'm not allowed in the kitchen during the making of Christmas dinner, says Potato Reverend. I get smacked with a spatula. Yeah, apparently. Apparently, and you're more than welcome to speak for those jokes. Yes. All right. So we've actually, these are very good tips. We've talked about the movie, watching the football games, telling jokes, playing board games, not taking the bait, talking about the weather. Here's something, too, that Rig Randy said on the show last night on EWTM. He said, also remember, you're only there for 3 hours. You can do anything for 3 hours. So suck it up and do it. It's family. And even if there's some grudges or maybe real things that are upsetting, you can do it for 3 hours. Unless, of course, the exception being there's been, like, abuse or something like that. It's just like, "No, well, you can't be around an abuser." And if you have one of those people that's like, "No, you're gonna stay at our house," just be firm and say, "No, we're getting an Airbnb, we're getting a hotel room." If you're traveling, rather, that is. It's like, "Listen, it'll be better for all of us." And if they get upset, let them get upset. You do not have to feel trapped. You'll be and give yourself 3 hours. You can handle it. Steak says, "Retro gaming contests like sports games on Nintendo, etc." That's a great idea because we do actually have one here. We have several. Dad bought one for everybody. I have one in my room here, and there's one also in the living room for everybody to play. That is a fantastic idea. Mario Kart, Tetris, maybe even have a prize. Well played. That's a good one. I do know one year at a Thanksgiving thing, everyone was playing the newspaper guy, game or whatever. Pierre says, "Stig, just say it has a heartbeat in it, then randomly stops, then ask why, and you reveal it was connected to the person you love most." Wow. There we go. That's a great idea. It is Matt Wilkins. Matt Wilkins is here. Happy Thanksgiving. You can stay at my house whenever you like. Well, first of all, thank you, Matt. Second of all, you'll know how I really feel when I'm like, "No, it's okay. I'll stay at a hotel." I'm even thankful for Steak today. I believe you meant to say, "Yay." Unless you're Irish and you walk in and your granny goes, "Oh, you're fat, potato Reverend." Yes, that is true. Speaking of Alabama Chainsaw Massacre, said Steak, here's Wilkins. Ancient One, have Miss Martin Muses hook a second channel when she's playing video games. Well, I need to figure out how to do that. And if I am doing a second channel, it will eventually be the Teresa Travels, which was the original idea for this channel until COVID messed things up. I'm going to be traveling like a fool. I'm going to Alaska cruise for my birthday. So there. And everyone's excited to see Matt Wilkins. If you have not subscribed to Matt Wilkins, he has the top EU content, the top EU YouTube channel that there is. Steve Kenobi says, "You can stay at my house," says a guy who looks like Norman Bates. Oh my gosh. Philip says, "The best line from Jobless Reincarnation is, I'm sure you and your son have your grievances, but they only matter while he is alive." Ooh. Potato Ribbon, what I did once on St. Stephen's Day was I spoke for hours on history and played on my phone. Then I played with the kids. I missed 2016, LOL. Huh? There you And you can speak for hours on history. And if you want to see Potato Ribbon and I talking about history, we did one about the 1916 to the 1922. And if you know that about Ireland, you know. So we did that around not Thanksgiving, rather St. Patrick's Day. I know various video gaming live streamers, Miss Martin says, Ancient One. A number of them can give you advice on how to host a live stream involving you playing video games. Well, I thank you. I appreciate the advice. Potato Ribbon says, laugh out loud. Make sure you don't get eaten by bears or nuclear-powered penguins. Mm-hmm. Steak says, there needs to be a Saint Steak. Seriously, I have earned it. I've looked. There isn't one that I know of. You all have like Saint Olaf, Saint Eystein, which I'm probably going to butcher, and a few others, but yeah. Well, you can't earn sainthood, but you definitely have the patience of a saint sometimes. But no, definitely when we play D&D and when you talk to me. Tina Road says, "Oh, fluff. Elections are tomorrow, Miss Brown." Sure, they are. Oh my gosh. Everyone pray for Ireland. Even if you don't pray anyways. Pray to St. Patrick or St. Bridget or St. Brendan or definitely Saint Finbar for Ireland. My gosh. I've been seeing what's been going on over there. I hope you all can not get screwed over once again with some coalition thing with Sinn Féin and Fianna Fáil, Fianna Gael, and goodness knows who else, where they don't even get the majority of the vote, but because they do a coalition thing, I think that sucks. I like a lot of things about the parliamentary system, but that is not one of them. And that Dublin doesn't F it up for everybody. Yes, pray for Ireland tomorrow. All you need is a good capture card. Oh, well, thank you. I will look into that. General election got called. Yeah. They deserve it. They suck. In the current government or the previous government. You want advice about streaming video? Well, I don't know. I appreciate all of the good advice, but mostly I will not be doing it anytime soon. The day I host a D&D game with Steve Kenobi, Miss Martin Muse, and a couple others will be the days we'll have an adventure so crazy it'll involve utterly crazy things. I do not doubt. Potato Revan, Sinn Féin just came out. Must build a new Ireland, and they will be a crucial part of the new Ireland. New Irish will be the brightest in New Ireland. Yes, that is very concerning. And the same people that 10, 20 years ago were all about Irish nationalism and all that threw it out the window. I don't get it. I mean, 800 years of trying to have an independent Ireland, and they throw it out the window. They might be doubling down on it. Oh, dear. Potato Ribbon, current Prime Minister squared up to a Karen has been doing an apology tour. I'll bet he's apologizing. Too late. Mary Lou McDonald is woke as all F. Yeah. I see what's going on out there. It's why I'm not, I don't even know if I can ever go back to Ireland. But again, I've heard that the West Coast, and I think you told me that if you're out at the Gaeltacht, you're not going to have any trouble. Because they don't have any villages or hotels to take over. I've been hearing some crazy things happening in Cork, especially in Cork City, that whole thing that went down on Oliver Plunkett Street, which just blew all of our minds. All right. So, just don't go to Dublin. Okay, yeah. Oh, no way I would ever go to Dublin again. Never again, which is incredibly sad. Dublin's a great city. Well, it was a great city. All right. So, don't go to Dublin. That's another Thanksgiving tip and how to survive. Are there any other ones that you can think of that you would like to share with the chat? Some of these are good. Some of these are new ones that I didn't even think about. Actually, I'm going to send on to my niece and nephew the whole competition video game thing, because I know that their cousin has an Xbox, PS5, or whatever. It's like they need to do that. That would be a great idea. Now, the last time I was together with all of them, we actually had one of the little cousins run around asking questions from Trivial Pursuit cards. That helped. That's another good one. Doesn't even have to be a formal game. Goes fat roast potatoes. They are implanting them into the Gaeltacht. Oh, they are? They're building them compounds. You've got to be kidding me. Got to be kidding me. Wow. It's a family tradition. Okay. Kurt Russell, while dressed as a snake, sprinting hardcore, going feral. The countdown, the clock is ticking. Well, we've done some crazy things like that. Steve Kenobi says, D&D, get a hellishly difficult dungeon module and see who survives the longest. Hey, my nephew has been training up to be a DM, and I'm still trying to convert him over to 3.5, but we shall see. What we used to do was watch a movie and then pause. What is the next line? Oh, that's a great one. Haha. Yes. Fine. Yeah. Those are good ones. Especially if it's like one that everyone's seen a gazillion times. In our family, that movie would be Jaws. It would be Forrest Gump. Um, well, for the women, it'd be Pride and Prejudice, but that's a whole other story. Yeah, line. That's a great idea. 2 thumbs up. I already said the crafting one. Well, we've come up with some really, really good ones. Well, if you're at the beach, go for a walk on the beach. We are on the beach, and yeah, there's people walking already. Maybe they're doing that. And there's swimming pools, so people can just go jump in the swimming pool. Hmm. So let's see. And all these, of course, can transfer over to Christmas. Steve Kenobi says, Heroes of Might and Magic, turn-based fantasy strategy game with role-playing game elements. Can play with 4 friends on the same computer. Ah, there we are. Potato Rodent says, laugh out while we took bets on how long before Gran fell asleep. That's a good one. And when I was a kid, how many baby steps can Tosh walk up before he wheezes? That's a good one. Well, and if you have young ones around, like a baby that's just starting to walk, maybe make bets on how many steps they'll take before they crash out, before they fall. Ancient One says, if Forrest Gump went complete feral, an army of feral humans would welcome me as a 4-star general of feral humans. Potato Raven, name all the Marvel movies in chronological order. Name the states. These are good ones. He'll be leading feral humans. Trivial Pursuit. Yes, Trivial Pursuit is always good. That's what the cousin did. They just gave him cards and he went around to each person asking them Trivial Pursuit questions. And that helped. I mean, we didn't even bother properly playing it, but that worked. And I've already talked about crafts. And if you do have a bunch of little people, you can have them craft nameplates. That was something actually that they did. The other family. I thought that was a good one. Have the little kids make nameplates for everyone, and they were really cute, made like pumpkins and things like that. We already said that. Yes. And wherever you live, I guess in Ireland it would be name the county. So that's not too many of them. Name the towns. I don't know. Whatever is regional in your area would be a good one. Ask them to write a list of everyone's height, says Potato Ribbon, and then you get everyone to guess who is the smallest to tallest. That's a great one. Hell yeah. Counties. Yes, counties. Okay, you do the counties. County Cork, of course, being the best. No, I like that. That's a good one about the height. They're hard to remember. The counties. Yeah. Name the saint that goes with each one, and why Finbar is the best. Let's see. No, these are all great. If you are so inclined, do a wine tasting. I've done that before with my friends, like had them over for a wine tasting back in the past. Do a wine tasting. And make it like blind. If you want to get really creative, make it a blind wine tasting where they have to figure out what they're drinking. Oh gosh, see, I'm not even reading that out loud. Of course, County Waterford, of course. Steeg, yes. Everyone is judging you, Steeg. Laugh out loud, Finbar, lots money. The problem with Trivial Pursuit, says Philip, is many have memorized the questions from playing the same deck too often. That is true. Well, when my sister was going through chemo and I was keeping her company, I brought different ones, in particular like a Harry Potter one, and we just go through and do the questions so you can find them. Order a treat box, Irish, Japanese, etc. Ah, okay. Only one more like for the 10 like hype, everyone. So, will everyone give Miss Martin's current live stream that 10 like hype? Thank you, Ancient One. You're great. And do taste tests to see what they are. Yeah, do it with cheese. Oh, see, you're trying to get me to get demonetized. We'll say name the celebrity works. Good morning, says Dad Man Walking, and happy Thanksgiving, Miss Martin muses. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you too. Snorta Poopa says my ancestors were from County Down for a reason. So dear. Hey, County Down. No, it's Donegal that I'm thinking of. Where there's might be the next place I'm going to go for actually a course. And the thing is, I always use those trips to Ireland for my continuing education for my certification because I've done a lot of research on folk songs when I've gone over there, quote unquote, research and research on the Viking areas of Cork. I've used all of that for my teaching certification renewal. The day we see Kiev, see Cano, Stieg, and okay. Ancient One says about Stieg the Avatar Squirrel. Yes. Hello. Everyone's saying hello. Happy Thanksgiving. She's got 11 now. Well, thank you. Down is a county. LOL. Yeah. I think he was making a bit of a pun on his people, too. I want to ask what county it is. It is a county. Okay. It is a genuine county. Cards Against Humanity says Philip has lots of fun. Ah, there we are in woke culture. Go to Wexford. They have a Viking village. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hell yes. I have not been to that one. I should. I did research in Cork City and in Kinsale. Oh, Steve. Down is also a syndrome common among the woke. Mr. Brown Alliance is here. Happy Thanksgiving. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you too. Cards Against Humanity has lost all its fun in woke culture. Thanksgiving, we have Thanksgiving wishes, and I know Stieg will not be getting any squirrel treats from me. Wexford is famous for strawberries and gates. Ah, yes, I remember strawberries when they would come out. Well, how is it over the pond? We got a lot of people from across the pond here today that do not celebrate things. So I accidentally muted myself. I hope it wasn't for too long. Yeah, I was just saying that we got a lot of people across the pond, and that these apply for Christmas and Easter. Teresa gave me diabetes. Yes, yes, give someone diabetes for Thanksgiving, especially if you don't like somebody. But that was not the case with me. Yeah, I somehow think it wasn't that one situation that gave you diabetes. That it was definitely a coincidence, and you gave me COVID. The future is sunny but cold. Oh, wow. Well, I definitely get the cold. I'm surprised the sun's out over there because where you are is not too different from Ireland. My family would not survive Cards Against Humanity, says Dan Man Walking. Yes. All right. Well, the true story, part of that story, Ancient One, if you're wondering about the whole diabetes thing, is I sent him a box of things and I added some goodies in it where it was local Texas slash Mexican candy that you'll find here. And if you know anything about it, it is basically pure sugar. And yeah, shortly after that, he was diagnosed with diabetes. Potato Reverend says, I found a cousin last year who was adopted out and not saying why. I sent her a fat box of candy for Christmas and Thanksgiving. Oh, okay. That was sweet. Oh my, Miss Muses. Steekanoe says there is something called Deck Against Society. It's Cards Against Humanity, but played in the browser online. Oh yes, I remember you speaking of that. Yes, yes, indeed. Well, these are all great tips. I guess including giving people diabetes. Also, Oh, pre-planned distractions. This might go along with some of these, but we used to call them pre-planned distractions. So if something gets heated or something gets if there's an awkward silence and it's like no one knows what to say, have a pre-planned distraction. Whether it's, "Oh, I just got this cutest picture of my grandchild," or "Look at this, I just found this when I was a baby." Something like that. Or, "Oh, I've gotta go check the rolls in the oven." Even if the rolls are out of the oven, you can always escape to the kitchen. Or, "Oh boy, time to go see if those kids are tearing down the house," and you go find the kids. Let's see. Potato Raven says, "If you're around tomorrow, we're doing a stream on stupid laws in geography and history." Yes, yes, please, everyone. He's been doing that Friday night. And as I've said, I'm not entirely certain because I don't know what's going to be going on around here, but of course, I love it. Mr. Brown Alliance says, 3 squares of toilet tissues works well. Oh, boy. Philip says, pre-planned distraction equals fart machine. Wow. Well, I guess that works. Yes. Or if shit's really getting bad, go tell a kid to light a small fire and set off the smoke alarm. I don't know. Actually, don't do that. We don't want to burn down the house. Yeah. Good times. Let's see. Any other hints that anyone wants to share? Make a bet on something, says Potato Revan. If you lose, you change the baby, says Potato Revan. That's a good one. Steak says, no, need at least 30 sheets to gag someone. Oh my gosh. Don't listen to Steak. You'll end up in prison. Maybe even have a bake off, though actually that might get weird because women get oddly competitive and vindictive. So that may not work. These are all fantastic, really great ideas. Oh yeah, Beavis and Butthead. Fire, fire, fire. Yeah, we don't want fires. And well, I think I've already said a movie. Choose a movie. It's like, oh, time to watch a movie. And what else? These are great. We started off with about 4 and we've gotten up to about 15, some of which I have vetoed because they're felons. But beyond that, go for it. Steal them for Christmas or steal them for this afternoon. And remember, at the end of the day, they are family and they won't be with us forever. So you can suck it up and then maybe do this if you drink. Go out and buy, if you haven't already, your favorite premium gin or something and treat yourself after it's all over. Make yourself some martinis and share with your people you like, your friends. Potato Reverend says, laugh out loud when you get pissed at the family, spike the dinner with laxatives, lock the bathroom door and leave. No, do not do that. Oh my gosh, you all are terrible. Mr. Brown Alliance says, make sure you get out of bed before using 3 sheets of toilet paper. Oh gosh. I'm not the first Beavis and Butthead movie is amazing, says Steve. Yeah, watch that. Indeed. Philip says, I'm missing cocktail weenies in slow cooked bourbon barbecue sauce. Ah, yeah, that's something. My goodness. Okay, well, I do have to go. I've been going for an hour here, and I've enjoyed definitely spending my morning with you all. And I hope that these will help you with your Thanksgiving issues or your Christmas or anything else. So, amaretto sours are great. Hell yes. amaretto sours. Um, I used to have whiskey sours. Another thing I used to like was, we used to call them B&B, Benedictine and brandy. That's a good dessert one. Put it in a sniffer. That's a good one. Sherry. Dadman Walking says, "I'm not telling the ladies to limit to 1 sheets of toilet paper. I've received stern warnings." Yeah, but that is a good one, Mr. Brown. Thank you for bringing that up. Well, you have wonderful Thanksgiving joy trying to steal the turkey stuffing, says Potato Revan. Yeah, no, I'm staying away. This way, when my mother says, "It's okay if you don't come out till, around noonish, just sleep in." I'm like, "Okay, I know what that means." She never says that. Limit to 3 sheets. Sorry, you guys. All right. Well, once again, thank you everyone for your tips, and I hope these will help you survive Thanksgiving and other holidays. But most importantly, keep this in mind. You are under no obligation to be happy during this holiday season. All this BS you're going to be seeing around, "Oh, you're supposed to be happy, most wonderful time of the year." You know what? Maybe it's not. It's okay to not be happy. It's okay if you don't want to participate. There is no law that says you have to. All of that is crap that was invented by like the Hallmark Channel and other things. All right? The holidays, you you do not have to accept a mental invitation to the holidays. You do you. You do you. And don't let anyone make you feel guilty for how you're feeling. If you're not feeling well, if you're not feeling happy, if you don't even feel grateful. Though there are a few things to feel grateful for. One is you're still breathing, right? You're still with us. You still have at least something that brings you love and joy. Be grateful for that. Ooh, Baldo T is here. Thank you for being here. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thank you. Yeah. Find the small things. That's what Dr. Ray Grundy said. Okay, so I want to definitely thank, well, we have Obaldo T, Ancient One, Steve Kenobi, Dan Man Walking, Potato Revan, Mr. Brown Alliance, Philip A. Demick. Let's see. I think we had some more a little bit earlier. Oh, Snortopupus Crew Burr. And if I missed anyone, I'm sorry because the chat does jump and go all over the place. We had Biggles Metz. Want to thank you all for being here. Oh, Matt Wilkins stopped by to say hello. And everyone that is going to be watching on the replay, thank you for being here. Please give a like, share, and a subscribe early and often. I certainly do appreciate all of you. Oh, Heisman, thank you for coming in and wishing us a happy Thanksgiving. So, Star Wars Scran, thank you. All the friends from across the sea. Oh, and just as I'm about ready to leave, who pops in? But from down under, literally the winner for the future. It is Mr. Grant Gregory AI. I do not celebrate Thanksgiving, but I am for my friends who I made this year. She's opinionated, stubborn, exactly what I need in a friend. I am thankful for you. Aw. Well, there you go. Well, there you go. Well, thank you, Mr. Grant Gregory, and have a great day. Have a great Thanksgiving and a great holiday season. And be certain to not accept every invitation to an argument and not accept an invitation to be happy in the positive way.